What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of the Big Faxx podcast. I'm DJ MoonDawg. As you can see over here to the right side, my dog Quanicus. How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good, baby. How you doing, man?
You look like you are well rested. In fact, you look so
I
rested.
am.
You look like you're not even woke yet.
Partially, man. I just woke up. Took a nice nap.
Keeping it real. Those are so necessary though, man. Definitely is. All right, we got another great show lined up, but before we get into today's topics, make sure everybody knows, Quan, tell them what they got to do.
First things first, subscribe to the newly created YouTube channel for the podcast where all episodes will be posted every Monday. Keep in mind, we have episode 1 already on the YouTube channel from last Sunday.
Yeah.
So make sure you check that out, view it, like it, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Yes. And finally, if you're not doing so already, you're watching this, make sure you come through and check out our live streams. You can find us on mixer.com/DJ MoonDawg and mixer.com/Quanicus.
There you go. Let's start the show, baby.
Yo! The big news I think we should jump straight into. I think the big thing to jump straight into is going to be Apex. Big old loot controversy happened over there, right?
Right.
So EA Respawn, if you're not familiar with what happened here, right? EA and Respawn, people feeling like they lost their goddamn minds. EA is no stranger to controversy with loot boxes and all kinds of these things, right? So the Iron Crown event came out and they had all these new cosmetics, right? People like their cosmetics for their favorite player. Who's your main?
My main is Mirage, man. That's my go-to guy. We share similar personalities.
Yeah. So, it's customary for people to have their favorite character and they want to, dress them up and do different things with them and all that stuff. But with this new rollout for the new stuff, right? This Iron Crown event, there was 24 total loot boxes and $7 each, right? Now you start doing, what's the math? We went to public schools here. Well, do you know what the math on that is?
Yeah. What is it? It's for I don't know what they charged in coins, but it was $7 for one loot crate, and for 10, it was a total of $70, $69.99 for a total of 10 loot crates for the Iron Crown.
That's insane. I mean, look, we got this graphic up. Let's pull this up here, and so everybody can kind of follow along here. This a YouTuber. He posted up this picture where he kind of broke down the prices here, right? And so like you said, $7 a pop. Then what was the purchase here for $70? What was that again?
That's for 10 loot crates.
$70.
So it's 1 for 7, 10 for 70.
And now we start looking at there's 24 total, and it would cost you $168.
If you were to purchase all 24, or at least potentially try to get all 24 of those items, because you can get duplicates. So if you were to try to purchase all 24 of those items, it would cost you upwards of $168. They do give you 2 packages, 2 loot crates upon downloading that new update. So you will potentially pay up $154 for 22 loot crates or 22 unlockables.
This is crazy. So as you can imagine, right? I'm just thinking about it. I mean, you play Apex more than I do. Like,
I love it.
You love it. I enjoy it. I'll play it, but it's not like a everyday essential thing for me, right? Whether it's casual, me playing on my personal time or even streaming it. So I can imagine like people who are really invested in the game and they see this, and you might want a specific, like you made Mirage, you might want a certain item for him, but you got to go and roll through, and you're gonna get cosmetics for Lifeline, and you don't really play her, so it's a waste of money.
Everything I don't want.
Everything you don't want.
Everything you don't want. It is a waste of money, man. I mean, people will always say you have an option to buy, right? Free game, it's a free game, so why not be able to support a free game? But like you just said, man, you will potentially get items for people who you don't even use,
right?
Or don't ever use, right? Like I don't ever play with Lifeline, so anything for her, for that character, would just be a waste for me. So yeah, it is a waste of money if you ask me.
And that's right. That's the big issue where it was swift. When I saw this happen, it was almost instant that the community went off on EA about
It did.
this entire thing. You had the blowback coming from EA and Respawn, and to the point where they reacted pretty much right after the community reacted and kind of reeling back all this, right? Trying to clean up the PR mess. EA is by far the biggest publisher. It's when you look at loot crates, they're the main ones that really fucked it up for all the other publishers, right? Because remember what it really was. Let's go back. This is going back to Star Wars Battlefront 2.
That's pretty recent.
It's recent.
You want to go back?
Like that's the one that really was the tipping scale, right? I'm not like there was stuff before, right? But Star Wars Battlefront 2, because remember, you had to like drop bread to get all the heroes. You had to drop all kinds of money to get Darth Vader, and people were like, "What is this, bro?" Like,
and it became a pay to win kind of situation.
Yeah, just to pay to play your favorite,
pay to win,
pay your favorite character. Well, yeah, you're right, because you had to force, and you was forcing people.
You OP,
yeah, you was OP. Yeah. You weren't the regular soldier. Yeah, you're right. The stormtrooper. So they caught hell, and it's just I don't know about you. It amazes me the fact that EA continually. It's like if you took your fist and just punch yourself in the eye, right, and you just keep doing it. It's like they keep punching themselves, and they don't care.
They don't care. And they're not showing any. I mean, Apex, yes, is a free game, but they're not showing any signs of slowing down, like none. They get the backlash, and they get voted as the worst publisher in the world, and they don't care, man. They're just gonna keep throwing selling these things at you, and like whatever, you're gonna buy it. We know you will.
That is,
so that's that.
There are people, there are people. They call them the whales, right? The people that will spend the money, will buy all the loot boxes, that'll drop all of that just to. Get the items, and that is a good portion of their base, right? And I hear you. I do feel like to a certain extent, it's always a big fuck you to the community because they continue to do it. And they apologize after. Oh, we're so sorry. We didn't know that you guys were not gonna like spending $500 on 3 cases of loot randomly and give you doubles
and get nothing that you want
and get doubles of everything. So it's a free to play game. With it being free to play, right? We getting this core experience. I know I have. I think you have done as well as I've bought Apex coins, right? I want to support the game. I wanted to, I'm like, $20-$30 here. It's a good game. I don't mind spending a little bit to invest, and as a way to show them, like, hey, I appreciate what you've created here, right? But when you make a free to play game, is it a blank check to just try and cash out in every other way possible? You know what I'm saying?
Nah. Yeah, and from their point of view, I get it. It's a business, but from the consumer's point of view, man, it's like, dude, you don't have to overprice. I don't hear this in the Fortnite community, right? You got skins for $2, $5, $7.
Well, they give you the skin though. You can, if that's the one you want, you can buy that specifically.
You can buy that specific skin, exactly. Right. So you can pick and choose and where you want your money to go, rather than it be a lottery. And the chances of you winning the lottery is slim next to none anyway, right? So at least got you in a position where you're going to win an Apex lottery.
At least the real lottery, you get something back out of it. Like you can, that's tangible. You can, spend. Here, we're talking about investing money into shit you can't do anything with. Really, cosmetics, like, it's not anything you can do anything with.
Right, and it's going to be here today, gone tomorrow. Everything that you see here, when they drop the next one, people aren't going to necessarily care about what was in this Iron Crown. You know what I mean? It's going to, if they drop the John Wick stuff here, it's going to be, we got to get that John Wick, and then they come out with the Terminator stuff next. We got to get the Terminator stuff. No one's going to care about it. So, I get it from that point of view of, it's going to be here today, gone tomorrow. Let's get as much money as we can out of them. Let's bleed them dry like vampires. But, jeez, man, it hurts as a I love the game, like we just mentioned. I love the game. But to see these numbers, man, it hurt. And I only dropped $20 on this particular Iron Crown. Once I realized what I was actually spending I dropped $20 for 1,700 coins, and I was able to obtain 3 loot crates. And then when I realized that, I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna continuously pay to get all these loots." Or unlockables. No way.
You know what I got? 100%. You know what I got to throw in here too, which this to me is what baffles me, is I don't understand. I don't understand the appeal with cosmetics in games where it's a FPS. You can't even see the fucking skin,
you
bro.
Can't even see yourself.
You see that? You see your wrist and your hands. That's all you see. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I
it.
never understood whether it's Rainbow, and this is for any game. Rainbow, any any game where you're first person perspective only. I never understood the appeal of buying any cosmetic other than maybe the gun. Because then it's like, okay, I can see the gun, it looks lit. All right, maybe, right? Like Rainbow with the charms. I dig it. The charms are cool. It's a nice little touch. I don't mind that. But as far
you never
as
see it.
You see the charm on the gun.
You see the charm, but you have to look. I mean, you have to be focused on that charm, right? Like you're trying to shoot and kill. You know what I mean? So you really don't pay attention to that.
I'm there to look at my shit dangle. You know what I'm saying?
Even with the gun in Apex, you have to. They literally have a button where you can inspect the gun.
You
can physically see it for yourself. So it's like ooh and ah. Meanwhile, you're inspecting your gun and someone shot you in the back of your damn head.
I never understood like why people like like third player like Fortnite. It works. It's your third person perspective. You can always see your lit ass outfit, and I get value. I get gratification that I'm over here, dropping bodies, and you see me in my cool looking ass skin, whatever the case. So I and Apex is first person, so I don't understand the. Except for those moments where you go into third, there's a couple instances, right? When you go up
when you drop out of the plane and when you do executions, I think that's the only time you see yourself, or when you're being executed.
Yeah, sad.
I think that's the only time when you see yourself in Apex.
Yeah,
and when you win, of course. And so
you're paying $7 to see yourself 1 to 3 ways in a game with that cool ass skin.
Right, 33% of the time, if you happen to do, you see yourself 100% of the time by jumping out.
We just broke down the math in a whole new way. Like we just broke it in a whole different way.
Take my credit card off my Xbox, please, because MoonDawg just made me feel bad about buying Apex coins, man. That hurt, man.
I'm sorry.
You never see yourself.
Listen, I'm here to give perspective, which actually kind of segues into another thing. This is we talk about Madden a lot. Now it was in the news a few weeks ago. But this kind of really ties into this directly, right? The idea of this game that comes out every year and what's different about it, right? And I know you feel strongly about it, right?
And we're talking about the Madden EA Sports.
EA Sports.
And once again,
EA again. Yeah.
And once again, I do feel very, very strongly about it. I've not purchased a Madden since like 2013, maybe 2012. Because it's the same game over and over again. It's the same exact game. $60 every August. I think it came out a month. Did it come out a month earlier this year? I think it came out in July this year. I don't even know. But anyways, it's the same game over and over again with updated rosters, and they may put in the hit stick or take out the field of vision sights. It's, they give and take, but it's the same game, dude.
That is I don't understand it. This kind of goes back into it, right? People are buying the same thing year over year when what do they really add to it at this point? What's the real, at its core, it's the same game.
It's the same game. And, I mean, better graphics a little bit, maybe.
But no, I don't even think it's that. I can't distinguish the last, let's say from 17 till now. It's not that distinct, not $60 worth to buy a whole new game, right? And let's be honest, they could literally, EA with Madden could do exactly what Rainbow's doing with the games in terms of every quarter update the roster so you get the latest roster to reflect the teams. If you're gonna do Mutt's a whole nother beast, and I know people spend bags on that, which is crazy.
Right.
Right. But
I was thinking that
about
get the words out of my mouth. The whole Rainbow Six thing. I was thinking that, and not to cut you off. How Rainbow Six been out for 4 years and only came out one time. Right? Like the game is only launched once in 4 years, but they keep it fresh, they keep it spicy by giving you these seasons that you have. And Madden can do the same thing. And then the seasons are optional. You don't even have to buy them. You can still pay to work towards obtaining those characters. Everyone has access to the new maps whenever they do come up with new maps. But overall, it's what, $30 per season? I believe it's like $29.99 per season.
For Rainbow,
Right, for Rainbow. And I don't see a world where EA can do that with Madden. I don't know, like you said, every quarter, maybe every 6 months, or at the end of every season, or at the beginning of every season, you update the rosters. Should you have to pay for something like that is necessary? Because it's a football game and you need updated rosters, but I don't even know. And do people even actually play with the teams? Because I see the what do you call that? The MUT. They call it the MUT, right?
Yeah.
Like people are just
They make
playing with Barry Sanders and stuff.
Yo, I see the most ridiculous lineups. Like you got Brett Favre in quarterback, Barry Sanders in the back, Jerry Rice on the. You know what I mean? Like it's. I'm like, yo, how is this not stacking?
It's fantasy football.
It is fantasy football, and I totally get that there's a section like that's a whole segment of sports fans is in the fantasy world. I get that, but I'm just talking about in terms of like people that consistently buy the game. They got Madden 17, 18, 19, 20. Like,
right.
I don't understand that, and EA is making a killing off people buying it year over year, and it's the same game.
100%, but you can't tell those fans that. Like, I gotta have my 2K, I gotta have my my Madden, But meanwhile, all you paid for, in my opinion, is that additional number, is that next number in the numeric system, right? Whatever. I can't get the word out. I'm so upset. But yeah, you're paying for that next number, so you're gonna be paying for 2021. You're paying $60 for that, and it's whack. I think that's whack.
There's a word for people that do this. Idiots. And they're spending money on it. Listen, it's
insane.
It's your own money. It really is. But if you were one of those people that was tight about EA and Respawn with the loot boxes right now, and all this, and you out here buying Madden every year, you can't talk, dog. You can't talk. You can't talk to me anyway.
And for real. And I look at it, and people say, well, it's my money or it's optional. You do not have to buy it, which is it's an argument all in its own, right? But I look back at the pre-order. Remember when I remember going to Funko Land well back when. Wow. Right. And you dropped $5 to pre-order a game. And it was just that. You drop it, you were guaranteeing your spot to get the game, right? And then pre-order became, if you pre-order it, you get this skin. Then it became, if you pre-order it, you get it 4 days early. They was just always trying to say, pre-order. And technically speaking, over the last 15 years, when have you ever gone to the store and not pre-order a game and not be able to get it on day one? Now, back in the day when they had cartridges, I get it. Like, things were sold out, and you had to lock that pre-order in. But today, you don't have to pre-order anything.
Nah, the only way they really get you to pre-order is by throwing in skins or something like that. Because most people, I can't even tell you the last time I bought a hard copy of a game. It's all digital for me.
Yeah, I'm all digital, except for the Nintendo Switch. So I do kind of dabble in cartridges.
So in that regard, it's I can buy the game the day it comes out. I don't have to worry about, like you said, right, going to GameStop or whatever place and then being in line and they've been sold out. Like, that's never gonna happen. So
100%.
They lure you in with the loot boxes. I don't understand the Madden folks, man. I didn't get the game. I got it on EA Premier, but I still haven't touched that.
Yeah, same here. I have it on EA Access, not touching it.
It's just one of those things that was worth mentioning, tying into the EA. Man, oh man, what are they gonna do? They're I don't know, man.
They're not gonna stop. Overall, they're not gonna stop. Until the only way, like with anything that has to do with money, is to stop giving them your money. That's the only way to get a big corporation like that to say, let's revise let's rework our plans and see what else we can do to still keep the profit that we're getting, but in other avenues. Like, what can we do that's different? And they're not going to change these loot packages. Hell, Halo's even getting the microtransactions. And they just announced that. That's on another subject.
Halo?
They announced Halo Infinite getting microtransactions.
All right, Microsoft.
Yeah, so
hey, we
shall see how that works.
I don't know how much we could talk about Microsoft before our streams both go dead, because we are
404.
Everything disappears, man. Let's keep it moving, man. Another some more kind of news in the streaming world here. It's been one hell of a whirlwind ride for the last 2 weeks now, going on 3 weeks. Obviously, Ninja coming over, it was huge news in the streaming world. Mixer has done, and both of us stream on Mixer, and both of us are partnered there as well. We've been there long enough to see what their vision is in terms of differentiation between Twitch and the Mixer platform, how they utilize Sparks and allowing Sparks as a system currency or a site currency to use it to interact and do those kinds of things, right? And so an article came out today, or not today, but it might have been yesterday. Twitch is going to launch a new site currency to rival Mixer. Is this the beginning of the streaming wars, brother? We are in the middle of the streaming wars, and
that's exciting.
I love it.
I love it.
I love a good listen. It's like hip hop. I love a good beef. I'm in there with my popcorn. I'm ready to talk that shit and all of that. I'm ready.
I love it.
So I like this streaming situation happening. What did you think?
Man.
What did you think when you saw this?
Much like you said, competition is great, man. Mm-hmm. I love the fact that they're doing that. And it also because like we mentioned, we talked behind the scenes, and it was something that was in development. They didn't just come out with this last week or over the last 2 weeks. So it was something that was in development. But it's a page right out of the Mixer's book. Hands down, is a page right out of the Mixer's book, and that just goes to show that I don't want to say a threat, but Mixer is on their radar as a potential threat, or maybe a threat now. Who knows, right?
I think it's a threat now. Honestly,
you think it's a threat now?
I think there's a threat now because it's about momentum, and Mixer's got good momentum going with the acquisition of Ninja and these cool things. It's something that we're going to touch on later on in the show, but the mentioning of open monetization that's coming, right? Very different from Twitch. And keep in mind that Twitch has been taking these L's after L, holding L's, it's been a tough months.
Tough month. Yeah, it's been a tough
plural.
Month,
like
sure.
It's been rough. So, not to cut you off, but I do think they see it as like, man, we got to get our shit together. Like, we got to come up with something here, right?
It's going to be interesting to see how they utilize this, though. The article was very brief on how these channel points, they're going to be called channel points from what we know so far.
Right.
And it's going to, and it's going to be there's no information as to how they will be used, but it's essentially the same thing. It's Twitch Sparks,
That's exactly what it is. They could have came up with a better name, channel points.
Or lightning.
Lightning.
All right.
If I was in Twitch, I'd call them Twitchies.
Ooh, that don't sound too good, man.
Nah.
Twitchies. Sounds like little
Twitches.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe Twitches. Nah, you might have people having flashbacks when they was getting that ass whooped back in the days, yo.
That's possible. It's possible.
Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want that.
So it is coming. You made a good point that this isn't. I agree with you. This isn't something that they just said, "Oh shit, we got to make this happen. Let's do this right now." They probably were in the works to develop this, but I mean, where did they get the idea from, right?
Oh, for sure.
Just like
and was this an immediate goal to push out now? Like, you don't know any of that. Like, did something happen over the last couple of weeks and say, you know what, let's move this up to the top of the goal list?
Well, you know how it goes, right? When you're getting bad PR, the best way to combat bad PR is to put something out that takes the attention off the foul stuff, right? So it's like, let's put out something, let's not forget though that Twitch got what they call it something different. We call it co-streaming on Mixer, but they call it squad streams. Remember, that's rolled out.
Only partners can do it, right?
True.
I think only partners can do it.
I don't know if it's all partners just yet. I know that it's. I don't know. Last I saw, they're rolling out to select partners, and before it was rolled out everywhere, I guess. Or maybe it's gonna be a partner exclusive thing. I don't know. But I mean, at its core, it's a concept that they, or a bite out of the Mixer playbook, right? Having this opportunity to watch your streamers play in squads. If they're playing BRs and whatnot, and you get all their perspectives without having to tab over.
Right, up to 4 people. I thought that was clutch. I mean, that's one of the things that intrigued me about Mixer was that co-stream thing. That was super. Well, co-stream in FTL, but that was super dope. The 4-player or the 4 co-streams, up to 4 people co-streaming. Yeah. So, and that's funny because that like you just said, I completely forgot about that. I forget that Twitch does have that now. And that's another thing that they took out of Mixer's playbook. So that's a good. That should make Mixer feel good. The higher ups in Mixer feel good that we are implementing these ideas, or we have this a part of our platform, and then this bigger platform has been hijacking our shit.
Right. And I will say, there's things that Mixers had to adopt that are Twitch staples, right? But that's just because it's become part of the streaming culture, right? So in other words, things like gifted subs, that was something that partners on here were like, we need it. It's not even it's not even a point that it's a Twitch exclusive. It just makes sense. Like, that's a great way to allow people to support your channel and all these kinds of things. So when I see things when Mixer adopting these things, I don't take it as they're biting off of Twitch. That's a standard in streaming at this point, right?
For sure.
So you kind of have to implement that. But I do feel like Twitch is definitely jacking the creative shit off of Mixer, right? With the co-streaming, There,
streams, no
these
points.
channel points, which are please Twitch, do yourself a favor, rebrand that name. That's terrible. Channel points.
Yeah.
You know,
And they did, and then they kind of like not that they ejected, because that's something they should have had for a long time too. But Mixer had that FTL, the 1-to-1, you know, the sub latency streams where you didn't have to wait 30 seconds to see what we just said or did. Right. It's all right there in real time, and Twitch did upgrade to that over the last year, I believe it was.
I don't know if they're fully FTL though. They're within a second, I believe. They're close, but I think Mixer is sub-second. So I mean, this is kind of like the difference between like 4G and 3G. I don't ever know if I noticed that. It's more of a technical back end thing. But to your point, yeah, fair enough. They have done a lot to decrease their latency so that as a streamer you can react to your chat and vice versa in a closer fashion, all that stuff. There's no details about what exactly these channel points are going to be used for. It's not like they have stickers, but we may see stickers pop on Twitch. I could see that being huge on the platform because the emote like their what's the word I'm looking for? Like their emote culture on there is huge, right? Like people will not even use real words. They just emote out to express whatever it is.
They have an emote only section, don't they? Like an emote only in chat.
Yeah, you can turn on emote only and all sorts of things. So I could see, a stickers idea here working really well if this is what they're going to use it for, and it could be big. It could be big for them.
That would work. That would be big for them. That would work.
Can you imagine Pogger's big as shit on the in the chat over there?
Man, that would be nuts. That would be nuts, man. I think it's a good idea, man. I think but overall, what I got from this whole thing is that competition, man. It always breeds great things, man. It always breeds, because it gets your motors functioning. On how we can build new ideas, build better ideas, and push it forward to the platform. So I'm excited for both companies.
Yeah, I'm more so excited now. Obviously, Mixer has to be aware of this stuff. What does Mixer do to now? Because truth of the matter is that there's a lot more alignment between Twitch and Mixer now, right? Like with Twitch, decreasing their latency with the streaming time, with Twitch implementing streamers, squad streams, with this pending channel points thing. That's a lot of similarities between Mixer and Twitch now in terms of feature sets. We got sub gifting now. We're waiting to see if they can do like multiple sub giftings, right? That's something that we're all asking Mixer to implement, right? Where someone can randomly gift 5, 10, 20 people in chat, stuff like that, right? These are all things we're hoping that they implement. That's common on Twitch. So you got a lot of alignment. Right. What does Mixer do to continue to have a differentiation from them?
That's a good question, man. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. I mean, I do know we'll find out August 22nd. I'm just playing. August 20th, rather.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm not getting dragged into that shit.
No, but it's just I know, what can they do, man?
I thought about it. That's why I asked you, because I couldn't think of. I was thinking to myself.
I don't know, man. But they are being the innovation is there. They're always coming up with new ideas. I don't know. I that's way above my pay grade, I guess. Right? I don't know what they can do, but hopefully it's fun, because I thought Sparks was another thing besides the FTL and the Sparks. Being able to use Sparks, but before Sparks equated to money or towards Ember percentages going up, it was a way to interact with the streamers. Like, you can legitimately interact with that streamer's game. You know what I mean? You can spend Sparks in the streamer's channel on a particular game, and drop health packs on the game or spawn enemies in the game, which was dope. If Twitch uses it for that, that would be huge for them over there. That would be huge for them over there.
I think, right, to that point, that's a good point. I think like anything else, it'll be a honeymoon phase. It comes out, it's a new feature, people are going to use the hell out of it. Because even when Mixer rolled out Sparks, before patronage, when it was just like, now we got stickers. People, it was stickers all over chat. Like, there was more stickers than were emotes, and people were going crazy because it was a new experience and all that. And then after that, it kind of started waning off, and it wasn't as used as much. The point I'm trying to make is I noticed that with Mixplay too. Like, even when I first started, it was like, oh yeah, make this dope ass Mixplay board. Then over time, people used it less and less, and it's like, well, all right, let's just scale it back. Right. So I guess what I'm saying here is you're gonna have that honeymoon phase where a new feature set's out there and it's cool and all that stuff, and it kind of changes. I mean, we've touched on this. Sparks are totally different now than what they were all along, and even now that it's reverted back to kind of what it was before patronage, I don't see a lot of stickers. You know, I get occasional stuff. I go to other people's streams. I don't see them being used like they first were introduced.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. Maybe it's the people it could be that. I mean, I'm not in everybody's stream, but
right.
You know, in the section of people I don't see them flying.
For me, I see, because you know, like if you were playing a BR game or whatever game that required the GGs in chat, right? You would normally see them in stickers, or people would just type GG. Not stickers. I'm sorry. You'll see them in emotes, but then once they implemented stickers, I see more GGs in either that channel's custom stickers or Mixer's, you know, pre-installed GG sticker.
Gotcha.
I see that a lot more than I see the emotes. In fact, I've not paid too much attention to it, but I see more stickers used than emotes. Than emotes. Emotes seem to be like slowly drifting away on Mixer because, you know, they're small. They're, you know, a lot of them you can't see it, right? But the stickers are nice, big and bold, colorful. So I guess that could be one reason.
Could be a reason why a lot of partners are campaigning or campaigning for Mixer to give bigger emotes in the first place.
And that could be the alternative.
But stickers definitely were like a hack bigger emote like idea,
right?
At least that's what a lot of partners ended up using it for, right? Like they would just take some of their because I mean, your stickers are almost like just big ass emotes.
Yeah, I just pretty much detailed some of my emotes. Yeah, just blew them up.
Yeah,
for sure.
So it's interesting to see how this kind of all plays in together, and that kind of actually is the perfect segue to go into this next part. This is more informational here. I know a lot of our audience is on Mixer, whether they're a viewer or a streamer themselves, and Mixer released a new blog post that I think is worth mentioning. Some key points that are in this blog post here that'll be linked in the description below. It's basically Mixer's commitment, or they call it our commitment to you. It's a good read, and I thought that the timing of this was really interesting for the fact that it comes on the heels of, again, the Twitch L's that have been happening, specifically in terms of how they moderate channels, right? There's you know, I don't know if there's proof, but there's the real heavy belief that female streamers on the platform get treated differently versus men, and all these kinds of, you know, things, right? And so I got this pulled up here. I know you got it as well on your side, Quan, but some of the things on here.
Before we get into that, on the Mixer portion, where the picture that says Mixer, where all those people in the backdrop, can you spot your boy Quanicus in there somewhere?
Wait, you're in here?
You might have to zoom in, man. You might have to zoom. I'm in there somewhere, dog.
No, I'm not doing that.
Let me see. I'm in there somewhere, dog. Anyways,
nice self promotion.
There I is.
Self promotion.
Look at that right there. Look at Quanicus. See that right there. Anyways, go ahead, brother.
So a couple of cool things to point out is they're making it easier to report, you know, stuff, right? Whether it's a bad streamer or inappropriate content, they're making it very easy so people can report it. So there's no confusion. And if you look at line number 2, they've updated the rules of user conduct to expressly prohibit terrorist and violent extremist content. Like they're covering every angle, G.
100%. And they should. They should. I mean, I went live today and was already bombarded with some stuff that shouldn't even be said anywhere on this planet, right? Like in the first 2 minutes. So, and then having to do all the clicking just to. One thing is good about Mixer, they'll take care of that fast. You know what I mean? You report that, you copy and paste what that individual said. They do their review, and that person's gone within minutes. Suspend the account and gone.
I wonder how Mixer moderates or manages it versus Twitch in this regard. Because you're right. I have been in a situation where I had to report something, and that Guardian team is what they call them, are on it. You know, and I know we know an individual that works on that team, and great person. Excuse me, great person. And not that we know any inside stuff, but just how they are on top of things 24/7 is really commendable.
24/7, and you and I stream at 2 different times. You're more of an overnight streamer, right? Yeah. And I'm in the daytime. And and no matter, even during your streaming schedule, like they don't skip a beat, man. They're on it. But you're right. Yeah, they're covering all bases here, man. All bases here.
They are Mixer. This is Mixer completely putting everything possible in play to avoid the Twitch trials, right? I that's how I see this, right? In fact, if you look at number 3, look at that streamer review. Could you read through that?
Where what are we talking about?
Number 3 with the new streamer review system. I thought this was amazing.
We're implementing a new streamer review system to improve validation and monitoring of new streamers on Mixer. The initial part of this system will go into place August 29th. So that's 11 days from now. And streamers will need to log in with their Microsoft account to enable additional screening of new streaming accounts, which is important. That's important. There will also be a 24-hour waiting period before a streamer can start their first camera-capable stream. They're not playing, man.
They're not playing. That means you can't do what happened. You can't just pop up a stream and start streaming porn for 2 hours before it gets caught off guard. Caught.
Right.
You got to validate and verify. They're putting things in play. Smart.
And it also helps like for those people who get banned or suspended and then make a new account right after. Right. They still got to play by those rules and to get their account put up.
Well, kind of exploring that. Couldn't you just create a new Hotmail, a new Live or Outlook account and just? But I guess that 24-hour period means you couldn't just jump in. So like if I go to your channel, I troll you, you ban me. I can't just create another one right away. I have to. It's basically like a timeout or a
it's a timeout for 24 hours.
Till
maybe potentially
before at least you can go on and be an asshole again.
Right, and that won't stop most people.
No.
But yeah, but it's good that they're doing that, man. It's a great thing, man. Yet you have to validate your credentials before you can before you can access the site fully, I guess, to its full potential. So that's important.
Absolutely. So Mixer's learning there, and another thing worth mentioning again is this is the second time in a second blog post that Mixer is talking about adding the ability for streamers to participate in monetization on Mixer, and this is all streamers on Mixer. Starting first with Embers and then following up with channel subscriptions and additional monetization features over time. It's being dubbed unofficial affiliate program. It's a quasi. Mixer hasn't called it that. I think a lot of partners are mulling it and saying, there's an affiliate program.
Like call it what it is. Say what it is.
It's like the lynch mob. Like I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about it. I don't think it's a bad thing. I
think it's great, man.
I don't see why.
I think it's great for all those who want to put themselves in that, because a lot of people feel comfortable, feel good. They feel validated when they have those things, right? For not a lot of people, but there are some people who feel that way. But the main, first of all, overall, I think it's great. To harp on a little bit of what you said with the some of the lynch mob coming out, like with some partners, they asked. I've seen questions like, well, what's the point of being a partner, right? And there were things that were said to us that will distinguish the two, but at the end of the day, why not? Why not give people that opportunity? It would bring more. The platform any platform can only be as big as the people who are on it, right? And who are willing to hit that go live button on the site. So if that incentivizes people to want to hit the go live button on Mixer, why not?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why not? I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I agree with you. The one criticism I will say I did feel, which, and again, open monetization is cool, because just because you can monetize your channel doesn't mean it'll happen. People still have to.
Doesn't mean it will.
Doesn't mean it does, like, it's the analogy. I could take you fishing. I could tell you where to cast. Tell you this is a lure. Doesn't mean you're gonna catch a fish, right? So that's why I didn't feel any type of way about it. But the opportunity for everyone does help everyone, right? Because as more people come to the platform and then they do invest in embers and subs, it becomes the culture, and people become used to investing into people they really value for their content and the channels, and so they will, it builds up that investment spending culture, right? So I think that's the benefit there. But the one criticism I will say is that hasn't been made clear, I think, just yet, is what will separate the two. What, in other words, like, what does a partner get anything else? Because they are all the same.
Right.
So
and we've not been given that information.
Right. There's nothing there
that I know of.
Not that I know of. Nothing's been said. Nothing publicly. So
right.
It becomes a question of what distinguishes the two. In other words, if you're going to have a title as partner, if they're going to still have a thing as partners, then I feel it's on them to then provide something that fulfills that title, right? Otherwise, just don't have partners and just let everybody monetize. Like, cool, that's cool too. You know what I'm saying?
But
what would you want? Or
for me, because I'm thinking about the Embers for All program. How there were some people, the lynch mob again, that was saying, well, what's the point of being a partner if people can be in this program called Embers for All, right? Non-partners can obtain Embers, and that's going to potentially take away from me receiving Embers. When in fact it did the opposite. The Embers program became a bigger success. More people were buying into the system,
right?
Because other people had access on getting them. But my question is though, so Twitch calls it affiliate, and then they call it others partners. I can sit. I mean, I read what it takes to become an affiliate on Twitch, and I feel like I could just sit this bear in my chair, and sit off camera and act like the bear is playing, and get the affiliate program.
Yeah.
I might be, that might be a little mean to say, right? But that's how it seems. Like anybody is able to get it as long as you're on that platform, and they have all the same perks, right? They still have a badge.
You can sub, so you can get sub money. You can get some emotes, not as much. I think you can get bits. I think as far as monetization goes, it's all the same. Right. I think it's all the same. So then, what's the differentiating factor in being a partner? And again, I think it's a valid question, because
it is.
If you are going to have a subset of people on your platform and you create it so that they're over here, just in terms of titles, right, in this group, then what are they getting that makes it of a value to be a partner? And that's what I'm wondering what Mix is going to do. Because the only thing I thought of was that that Mixer can say, all right, if you're a partner, this is what separates you as far as being a partner with us that we'll do. I think for me, the most direct thing is them doing things, putting you in positions for promotions, right? Promoting you, and activations with brands. So the release of Halo comes out, we're hitting up 50 of our partners, and we're gonna feature you guys, right? Like you become like the face, right? Like you get to that. To me, would probably be one aspect that I think, okay, then you're starting to differentiate, right? Because with all the pool of people you have in your platform, when it comes for us to activate on these bigger events, trade shows, we're gonna fly you out. We're gonna take care of you and get you to come and be the face and da da da. I think that's in my mind, that's the biggest allure or the biggest perk they can offer to differentiate, right?
Right, and there will have to be something. I think there will be something. I don't know anything for sure. I don't think neither one of us know anything for sure behind the scenes. But there will be something to differentiate between a partner and a non-partner. What it will be, is that enough? Like what you just mentioned, like potentially promoting, like here's a free copy of said game to review. Would that be enough? I don't know, but I do know, I do feel as though there will be something that will separate the two. But it's just a matter of time, and it's going to be right around the corner. That's supposed to drop later on this year, right? We're entering the fourth quarter. Coming up real soon.
They're talking about some of the stuff rolling out end of this month, and it'll probably roll out August, probably through the end of the year. Is when they're going to probably start rolling this out. So it's going to be a very interesting time to see what changes, how things change, how they accommodate their current partner pool. Because at the end of the day, there's partners out there that don't feel they're not digging the moves that Mixer's making, and they got to deal with those people. They got a lot of people to kind of keep happy. That's kind of like the thing when you have all these people on your platform. Well, I'll definitely be sitting there with my popcorn.
Yeah, me too. I'm always in the Discord dropping those popcorn emotes. I love it. And like somebody just mentioned, I think it might be a lesser pay. It might be a lesser pay cut. Or from what I do know from friends of mine who stream on Twitch. Yeah, like people who stream on Twitch, they have to wait. Like if you're an affiliate, you have to reach $100 before you can actually get a payout. So whereas we get paid out once
regardless,
regardless, they would have to wait. We have to hit that $100 threshold, and then they would receive their payout. Whereas, like I just mentioned, we would have to we get out regardless. So that could be one thing too.
That's
or two things: to have a lesser amount of pay, and the payout has to reach X amount of dollars before Mixer distributes those funds to you.
That's a good.
So there's going to be something.
That's a good point out. That wouldn't mean as an affiliate you want to grind it to try and make your minimum so you can cash out for the next pay period. It's like
there is a minimum for the Embers for All program. I'm not sure what it is, but I think it's 500.
Yeah, when they were doing the Embers for All beta, I think they had people they had to hit a 500 at the end of the flight.
5,000. 500, 5,000. One of them is they had to but before the end of that,
right? It hit 500 in dollars, which would be
in dollars.
What is that in Embers? 50,000.
50,000, I believe. Yeah,
something like that.
Either way,
it's a lot of money.
Yeah, something like that.
It's a lot of money.
Either way, it was a wall that they had to get to before anything was dispersed. I believe that's how it went. But yeah, there's going to be something. Overall, there's going to be something that's going to distinguish the two. But I'm excited for it, man. I think it's dope. I know a lot of people who are interested in that and maybe got denied partnership, but hopefully this can spark better interest, or help push their content forward if that's what they feel they need in order to push their content forward. So I think it's dope. I like it. I like it a lot. Right. I'm not a part of that lynch mob.
Yeah,
sure.
I was just corrected. It wasn't $500. It was 50.
50. Okay.
$50. So that's however many Embers is $50. 5,000.
Right.
Something
okay.
Like that.
So now that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So they had to hit a paywall too. So they'll probably bring those same requirements over.
Yeah, I didn't think about that one part about they could do the cut differentiation where partners is half for subs. It could be different for an affiliate. It could be skewed off 60-40 or 70-30 or something like that. I don't know. We'll find out. Like you said,
it's going to be here right before you know it.
Now we're actually doing this podcast live. It's a Sunday. It's going to go up on our podcast YouTube channel on Monday. Tomorrow is Gamescom, right? Kicks off tomorrow. They got the big Xbox.
The 19th, yeah.
So I think we're gonna have a lot to talk about for next week's episode. So I'm excited about that. We'll see what Microsoft talks about, all of the game companies, what they're bringing to the fold. What are you most excited? I know for me, Halo. I want to see something with the Halo. I want to see more. I want to see actual gameplay coming from Halo, and I'm hoping they do some kind of Halo reveal. Does that happen?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so, man.
They're really holding it.
I don't think we see. I think we'll see that next year, either next year E3 or whenever Microsoft decides that they want to actually show us. When the Xbox One came out, they had like a maybe in May before E3, they had they pushed out this is what the Xbox looks like, and we'll talk about it more at E3. I think I'm going to do one of those things, but next year, I think I would like to see that too, but I think Gamescom is going to be like the big Microsoft reveal is going to be the campaign for Gears 5. Since that game is coming out next month. It's coming out in less than 2 weeks. It just went gold last week, so that game is coming out soon. So I think it's going to be pushing that, but I don't see Halo. And the bad news about the creative director leaving, stepping down from Halo. So
really? I missed that one.
Yeah, man.
Yikes.
So they got two things: the creative director stepped down, and then the microtransactions. So that aside, but for Gamescom, I think it's going to be Gears 5, man.
Wait, what was the info on the loot stuff with or the microtransactions with Halo? What was that? Did you catch that fully?
It didn't say. It was just mentioning that it was microtransactions going to be in the game.
Huh.
And that the creative director stepped down. So now everybody, like most fans, are like, "Oh man, what does that mean? That can't be good with the game still 1 year left in its development." So but yeah, to come back to what we were talking about, I don't see Halo 5. I could be wrong. I would love to see Halo 5. I thought what they showed at E3 was dope, but I do see Gears 5 being pushed more.
Can I tell you what I envision if a Halo thing were to be teased out? Right? Ready?
Here we go, y'all.
Ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Conspiracy theory Moon. I see it opening up, the Ark, all this other stuff, and I just know that Ninja's involved in that shit some way. That's all I'm saying. I can see that.
Could it be that Ninja's Master Chief? We've never seen his face before. Could it be?
He waited to leave Twitch to unveil. I'm Master Chief.
I would be mad as hell. I love you, Ninja, but I'd be mad.
Plot twist.
Dude, but come on, man, I'll be mad as hell. Well, but I don't know, man. Conspiracy Moon. Here we go.
Listen, they gotta do the Halo reveal, and Ninja's gonna be a part of it, some form of fashion. It's coming. Back to his roots, man. Gears. I'm looking forward to Gears. That's gonna be a great playthrough, and the fact that it's co-op, that means a couple streamers can co-op together, play through it, and have a good time. I'm looking forward to that. What other games are coming out this fall? We got quite a few. We got Call of Duty, Modern Warfare.
Yep, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, Borderlands 3 is dropping.
Borderlands 3, a lot of story-driven games to play through.
Yeah, man. Control's coming out. I think the 27th.
What's Control?
It's a game. It's a third-person story-driven game made by Remedy, those who made Quantum Break for the Xbox One. They also, I believe, they did Max Payne. They did Max Payne back in the day.
I remember Alan Wake. I had that game. I like that Max Payne game. It was pretty dope.
So it's a female protagonist, which is dope. I'm looking forward to that. So we'll be playing that. But a lot of, like you just said, a lot of story-driven games.
Man,
and I'm all for that.
Madon, that looks interesting.
Yes, that looks good,
There's
man.
A lot of story time games for my
That's
stream
on the 30th.
Yeah. A lot of we're gonna have to coordinate schedules with a bunch of people and just sit through and play those story co-op games together and have some. It's gonna be a good time for collaboration, which
100%.
I know this wasn't on the agenda to talk about, but it's something that me and you talk about a lot, and I think it's worth mentioning here. Is the power of collaborating, and it's something that we talk about a lot. It's part of the reason why we're doing this, right? It's to bring together.
That's how it all happened.
It's all happened as our conversation. When you look out here, and this is why in the music game you'll see Lil Wayne featuring Jeezy and this, because they're bringing their two audiences together to create something new that both their fans can enjoy, can embrace, and both can expand from, right? And viewership and numbers and monetization opportunities. And this is something that we've talked a lot about, and it's still something that I highly encourage streamers to do. Finding other people that share similar interests and collaborating, whether it's in a live stream, whether it's in produced content, whether it's a goddamn podcast. And it's so underutilized right now, right? I can't stress enough how many people are missing opportunities because they get wrapped up into just focusing in what that one thing they're doing is, which is, you should always focus on what you're doing, but there's also opportunities to, work on multiple things, right? Or
100%.
Or kind of do that. And you see quite a few of the bigger YouTubers and bigger Twitch streamers that are already doing this. So, I guess, I don't know how much of a conversation is to have here other than just to say, like, if you stream, if you're doing content creation, can't stress enough, how valuable it can be to collaborate with other individuals that
share common interests.
That you
vibe with.
Yeah.
It's like you're just making friends on the internet, like legit making friends on the internet, and just and working together, gaming together, or having a conversation like we're doing right now. I speak to Moon damn near more than I speak to my wife. I don't know how I feel about that.
But don't get any funny thoughts. I ain't putting down on your ass.
But it's dope because it's all based off of one common interest, which was video games. Yeah. Right. And then it became something more. So collaboration is dope. Is dope and it's needed. I can't stress it enough myself. Is the link up with. Last night I collaborated with 8 other streamers. We all went out to dinner, out here in New York City and chilled out. And again, that common interest was video games. And then it became something more in real life. I mean, we all hung out, chill, had some drinks, and went about our business. Right. But yeah, man, it's important. It's important.
It definitely is. So congratulations on you collaborating on drinks yesterday.
Yeah, it was a fun night. It was a fun night. That's all we'll say.
Absolutely is. I think on that note, it's gonna wrap it up for this episode 2. Of the Big Faxx podcast, y'all. Quan, any other thoughts?
Yeah, I'm going back to bed. No, I'm just playing. Nah, that's it, man. I'm like we mentioned a little bit ago. I'm looking forward to Control coming out next week. I'm looking forward to that was the Man of Maiden or something like that. Looking forward to that.
But yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. Madon, Maiden.
Madon, yeah, whatever it's called. I'm looking to see you jump out of your boots. Yeah, man. Other than that, man, chilling, baby.
When we collaborate and play that together, just know I'm gonna pick the option to leave your ass to the zombies or whatever. Whatever it is, I'm just gonna laugh. My whole stream's gonna be crying. And we're just gonna
That's okay.
We're just gonna play "Hello Darkness," my old friend, in your chat. That's all we're gonna do.
You already know how far I'm willing to go when you piss me off. So it's all good.